podcast, Pressure Points, with your two unprepared hosts. I'm D, and this is even more unprepared AJ. We're hitting you with Season 4, Episode 26, Leap Year. Find us on Instagram and Twitter, @PointsOPressure. We don't know what the fuck we're doing today, so bear with us. How you like that?
It went
throwing
well.
Shade in both of our directions.
You're definitely playing it up. I'm not that unprepared. Come on.
It's been a rough couple last-minute prepared episodes, but
No. It's been fantastic.
We're doing fine. We're doing all right. Oh, goodness. So, what's new, man?
Well,
what's been going on?
I mean, we can start off just by my chemistry class is kicking my ass, but other than that, fantastic weekend. Like, we're just ending it. Holy shit.
Goodness gracious. A fantastic, very birth control-esque weekend. Because yesterday really reaffirmed how much I really don't fucking want children.
Yesterday? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Okay, so my brain is mush from the last 3 days.
Yeah, you're good.
So heavy drug use.
Little background. Yesterday, AJ and I went with our significant others to
the aquarium.
Yeah, we got up bright and early.
Yeah,
we woke up at 8:30 on a fucking Saturday. We went to go get some McDonald's breakfast.
Yeah.
And we were like, if we hit the road by like 9:15, we're going to make it on time. We'll be set. We got caught in a 45-minute coffee line. And
we still made it there.
We still made it, yeah.
Like, we made it like 15 minutes late.
I mean, we were fine. Totally fine. It was funny because I feel like anytime we really like plan on timing, just some shit comes up and it totally fucks us.
Yeah, and it's unrelated to us.
Yeah, and it's never something we can control, but it's always just like, who gives a shit?
Yeah. It didn't matter because at that point we were already smoking.
Yeah, we were
in the car. It was fantastic.
Pretty twizzled.
I have not smoked in a car while traveling.
It's
chill.
Okay. Yeah, it's not bad, especially when someone else is doing the driving for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. We got really fucking lit up beforehand.
Like really zoinked.
So much so that when we very first got there, we got our tickets, we're getting into line, and like everybody had a fucking stroller there. And a stroller plus like 6 other kids. Welcome to Utah. And we walk up to this line, and this lady's standing with her stroller. My girlfriend is just cooked out of her fucking mind. And she walks up, and the lady goes, "Oh, go ahead." And she turns, she goes, "Okay, well, are you in this line or this line?" Just aggressive as fuck.
It sounded really aggressive.
And all of us
she
are
didn't
like,
mean it.
No. She was just high as fuck and like panicked at the situation.
No. So the lady said, "You can go ahead." When she said, "Are you in this line?" "You can go ahead," or "this line," like cut her off. But she was too high to realize that she got cut off.
That she sounded like a bitch.
And then she waited for her to answer again.
The lady's like, "We're still buying tickets." And we're like, "Okay." And so we just move forward and walk through. And all of us are just laughing. We're like, "Oh my God." Like, way to handle that one. But yeah, went in, and initially it was actually really fucking cool.
Initially?
Yeah. I mean, like
right
the whole
time it was
No,
super
I'm saying like
cool.
right off the bat. The whole time was cool, but it got really tough towards the end.
A little bit.
Yeah, so wandered around for a good minute. We checked out
everything, but
what was the first area?
South American exhibit. So
yeah,
snakes,
dude.
Frogs,
Fucking
big old
fish.
river fish,
Yeah,
arapaimas.
Yeah. So the thing about taking AJ to an aquarium, AJ and his wife, I should say, is that you're basically going on a trip with like David Attenborough, except if David Attenborough was autistic about animals. And it's amazing because
it's great.
You and your wife are fucking Rain Man together.
It's
when it
mostly
comes to
her.
animals.
I know the weird shit.
It's like being with a tour guide that's also as stoned as you. And it was really fucking cool. Like, there were so many times I would just turn to her. I was like, "Hey, what is this?" And she's like, "Oh, And
It's
just
this.
spits off this shit about like, yeah, if you brush against these scales the wrong way, it'll cut your hand open. I'm like, because they're razor sharp. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But you can pet them the other way. That's the important part.
Cool, though.
And they were feeding the river fish chunks of meat while we were there, so that was awesome. With their dumb little faces.
My biggest complaint is that there was like they didn't have like a direction for anyone to start, and so it was just like you'd walk up to something and people enter from like 6 different directions.
Yeah.
But it was still really fucking fun.
Bro,
everything was a trip.
Oh, there was live music in the deep water, like jellyfish.
Yeah, we'll get to
zone.
that.
Okay, we'll get there.
Walk you through the whole day. So, let's see. So we finished the South American exhibit.
The sloths were asleep, unfortunately, but we still saw them.
Sloths were sleeping. Let's see. Where do we go after that?
From there, penguins? No,
I know where we went after that. Because you end up upstairs, right?
Yeah, we were upstairs.
You end up upstairs, and you take a right, and there's this cool. It's like a little family photo booth. It's really small.
Oh, I forgot about the photo booth.
Yeah, it's
I was
small
so cooked.
and I think the photo booths are kind of a cool sentiment, like especially if you're on like a little double date or whatever.
Yeah,
like
and
we did.
like to give you a good aspect of size for this. If me and Dee sat in this, we'd be sitting on each other's laps. Like, it's not
we're
big.
basically inside one another.
Yeah.
So
it's for kids. You could fit like 3 kids in there.
Oh, yeah. So AJ and his wife get in. They sit down, and I was like, all right, I'm coming in. I like just surgically insert myself into the photo booth. And then my girlfriend opens the thing. She goes, I'll keep watch. And we all go, okay, bro. She basically like holds the curtain closed, and I just see an arm reach in with a fucking vape. And we're all like, yeah. So we all take little hits, blow it straight down, and then kind of like all of us fanning really quick.
It away. There's not enough room to move more than just your wrist, though.
And
like we are squeezed.
Oh yeah, we're just fucking.
I was starting to get like claustrophobic.
Yeah. So I turn. I was like, babe. She pokes her head in. I hold it up. She hits it. We fan it out, and then we go check out the penguins.
Well, there were like some snakes and birds and shit in that area too.
Yeah.
But then we hit up the penguins.
There was a really hard to see snake.
With a pointy head.
And I'm just like lit out of my fucking mind, and I'm like staring at it, and I'm like, I know I can see the snake, but at the same time, I don't trust if I'm actually seeing the snake. And if I'm if I'm just fucking staring at like a bunch of leaves, and I'm like, it's definitely a fucking snake. So AJ and the other two just leave. They walk around the corner, and I'm still standing there, just like, I want to see this arrow-headed snake, bro. This couple walks up, and I turn and I go, he's right there. I don't know where his head is. And then I just kind of trailed off and was like, why the fuck am I telling these people this? And I go, bye. Just fucking walk away.
We thought we all played it really cool in there.
Oh, no.
We were not playing it cool.
You guys, I didn't point it out mainly because I didn't want your wife to have anxiety about it. But there were like 2 different groups of people that they were about our age. It was a group of guys, and they were wandering through. And one of them just kept looking over us and just like smiling and nodding.
Oh hell yeah!
And I was like, "Yo, this guy knows what's up." Yeah, we saw the Penguin Mafia.
Oh yeah, the T-posing Penguin Mafia.
Yeah, they're sitting. The way that they walk, it looked like an episode of like Penguin Sopranos. And there were like 3 penguins that were like keeping eggs.
Oh no, all like a lot of them were.
Yeah, they were nursing some eggs, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Like
Deep Sea was next, I think.
Yeah. Oh, the oldest penguin, by the way. I don't know how I remember this, but he weighed 15.9 pounds, and he was 19 years old. He was born in 2002. He was an old big fuck.
Gossamer.
Like me. Yeah, Gossamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we went down to the deep sea stuff, and AJ and I both thought that a painting on the wall was fucking.
I thought it was a display.
I thought it was a tank. When I walked up, I was like, "Yo, they got one of those fucking anglerfish down here." And as I got closer, I was like, why isn't he moving? And then I got closer. I was like, oh, that's a fucking painting.
Yeah. Oh, I got to see the deep water like crab things. I fucking love those.
Yeah, we thought we saw a dead crab. I'm pretty sure that king crab was dead.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm fairly
it was
certain.
sitting on its ass. King crabs don't sit on its ass.
He was like, his legs were in such an unnatural position. He looked fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got to the jellies.
Oh yeah.
So, to lead up to this, before we go into it, at work through basically like late Thursday and Friday, we have been planning this for like a week or so. Mm-hmm. AJ and his wife have been wanting to go to the aquarium, and my girlfriend and I will always fuck with anything like with colors when we smoke. So we got tickets Thursday. I still need to Venmo you, by the way. So Friday I'm at work and people are like, oh yeah, what are you up to this weekend? Just small talking shit. I don't think about how fucking like weird I sound at work, especially being like almost 30 years old, when someone's like, yeah, what are you guys up to? I'm like, oh yeah,
we are going to the aquarium.
No, I go, we're meeting up with some friends and we're going to the aquarium. And they're like, oh. And then I go, yeah, it's kind of funny. There's a guy there that's DJing the jellyfish area.
You sound crazy.
I do. That's the problem. So I just dropped this shit on people. And mind you, like, it's one of those stupid, prestigious places to work. So people are like really pretentious about their jobs.
Oh yeah.
And I say shit like that and they just look at me and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, I'm just having a good fucking weekend, bro. So yeah. There was a DJ in the jellyfish area.
Oh, it was so great.
Not like fucking wild EDM shit. Literally the most perfect thing.
Like deep sea synth wave.
Amazing. So we walk into the jelly area, and there's a lady to the left that has a little booth that's selling this dude's CDs. I should have gotten one. Honestly.
I really should have gotten one.
We'll have to look it up, find out what his name is, so we can listen to it.
We'll make a playlist on Spotify.
We'll just get fucking high again and listen to that.
And then put jellyfish on my TV.
Watch Blue Planet on mute.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So you walk in, and the first like 10 feet, it's just a bunch of little blue jellies. Boop, 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 just popping around and shit. Immediately, I'm like, whoa.
I was nose to glass.
Immediately, I'm like, what's a jellyfish? And I just stand in the middle of it. So
I'm like, why
first,
is a jellyfish?
I'm too close to the wall. I need to be absorbed by this jellyfish tank. So I just stand in the middle and just fucking watch them over and over. They're just like popping around and shit. And in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what do you do? What do you do as a jellyfish? Like, what's your life about?
Hell yeah.
Who are you, bro? So that goes on for a good like 5 minutes.
Oh no, we were there for longer than that, I think.
In this music that this guy is playing, imagine if you went to a club and they were playing like the best like techno EDM synthwave music inside that is just boom, 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 like cool as shit, but you're standing outside and looking at fucking jellyfish. So
and
like
it's slow. It was so slow.
And somebody's just playing like little high pitched tones next to you on a keyboard.
Yeah.
So you've got this like it sounds like you're underwater, and it's so stupid. It's dumb as shit, and I'm sure if I went there fucking sober, I'd be like, yo, this guy's high as fuck. Mm-hmm. And we walk past this like 10, 12 foot long jellyfish tank, and there's one that's a circle.
Yeah, it's circulating water in a circle.
And they have, what are they?
Oh, fuck, I can't remember. They're like
they're like orange
big king jellyfish.
And
like they're orange. Like, nettle. It's a nettle.
Yeah. They've got like these fucking like white kale looking
king nettle
frills
fish or something. I don't know.
Super cool. And I mean, this thing is like fucking a foot in diameter. It's like
a dinner plate.
Mushroom head, whatever the fuck that thing is. And
they're just moving
it's got
in
like
a circle.
like 2 feet of things floating behind it. I don't know anything about
Tentacles.
this stuff. And I was too stoned to remember any of the things that I was taught. And they're just going in circles. And, dude, it's like bright orange.
Against the dark
blue.
With the music.
Oh, my God, yeah. And I'm just like...
The dark reds.
Like, all of the drugs I've ever done in my life are like, oh, hey, we're still here. And just punch me in my penis tip. It was amazing.
It was great. Oh, my God.
AJ and I just stand there and fucking talk about it. And, like, every once in a while, his wife is like, what do you think they think about? And I'm like...
And your significant other was like, they don't see.
Yeah.
What do they perceive?
I just, like on both sides, each ear is just exploding with, like, fucking brain synapses. I'm like, what the fuck is life? It was such a fun, cool experience.
It was awesome.
And, like, honestly, I think that's why the second half of the whole trip was kind of like, okay, like, let's just get through this.
Well, at that point, it was also probably noon almost, so kids were fucking flying in there.
So, like, we like, I don't really remember the other jellyfish. Like, there were ones with, like, really, really, really long stingers. I don't know.
Stringies. Yeah.
And, like, they had them, a bunch of them were, like, tangled, and I felt really bad. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to see that because it's going to make me feel terrible about being here. And
not tangled.
Being human and making things do this. So we get out of there, and we get out to, like, it leads to the front area, and it's just fucking kids.
Oh,
and
everywhere.
You go from, like, everyone was really respectful in the jellyfish exhibit, because you can't really hear a lot other than this guy's music, which was amazing.
It was perfect.
So not a lot of people are really talking much. If you get close, you can hear one another. And then you walk out, and you just hear, it's just fucking chatter. And I was like, okay, where the fuck are we going next? So we went over to, like, the Utah exhibit, which they had a bunch of really cool desert stuff.
Oh, yeah. I fucking love that shit.
So cool.
And otters.
Yeah. Oh, the fucking otters. There was an otter that turned his asshole directly towards AJ's wife and I and just dropped the biggest shit of, like,
of 2021. All otter kind.
Yeah. It was rough. But it was fun. And, like, the otters were really cute. They were fucking, like, playing and shit. And there's a sign next to the otter thing that says, why are the otters fighting? And then it breaks down, they aren't really fighting. They're actually sometimes mating.
Making sweet, sweet love.
They're making those sweet little otter babies. Which is just, it's the dumbest fucking sign to have next to it.
But at the same time, you were sitting down with my wife at a bench while I was with your girlfriend in the little area where you go under and you poke your head up, really so you're, like, in it.
Yeah.
We were watching them eat.
It's fun.
Like, hell yeah. I was staring at the bees, and we found the queen in the bee section.
Yeah, I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah.
I like going into those places just, like, really stone, because it's fun. It feels like I'm playing Where's Waldo over and over again on each little exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
It's
because you're trying to find each animal.
I'm like, where's the tarantula? Where's the tarantula? I found him. Dope. That's sick. I'm not going to bother him. Then I'm like, okay, cool, next one.
Yeah.
So I love it because it's like I said, you guys just fucking teach us about everything.
Oh, it's so much fun.
It was really cool. Like I said, it was just so...
It got busy.
The Utah area was really busy and super chaotic because there are like 2 or 3 entrances.
Mm-hmm.
And people just fucking come from every direction.
And there's a dumb kid with a dumb haircut and a dumb name.
Oh my God, yeah. Cash? Was that
Cash.
his name? Yeah. And
this one's for you, Cash.
Yeah. Mind you, this kid had... I called it a brainstem mullet.
Yeah.
He had a brainstem cancer mullet because his whole head, if you look at him from the front, his whole head is buzzed, like with a fucking size 2. Buzzed complete, or a 1, like just buzzed. Mm-hmm. And then right back
Base
at
of the
the
neck.
back of his head, there's just like hair like 8 inches long. And you're like, I'm stoned and I wouldn't even do that to a kid. And I don't like them.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it
was bad. And that kid was a shit, too.
Yeah.
So we get out of the Utah exhibit, and I'm trying to think. We went over to, like, sharks.
It leads to the shark, yeah.
So
The
walk
touch
through
pools.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I touched a
Yeah, we touched pools. Yeah.
a ray.
Yeah, they had
And
like
an
manta
anemone.
rays. It took us forever to get over there. And
So many
just
people.
before we got there, I had one of the most infuriating encounters of my life that immediately turned really calm.
Okay, let me set up the area.
Yeah.
That it happened in. So there's kind of a little off tunnel that is probably like 10 feet long. Where just you go in one side, you go out the other side, but there's no signs.
Yeah, and there's like
so people go in
there
everywhere.
are like 2 or 3 little glass exhibits.
Yeah, and it's for it's for fish who like the dark. So there's like an octopus in there, which is super cool, and a little scuttle squid little thing, and some pretty cool stuff. But it was packed because people were coming in both ways.
Both
people were
sides,
going
exiting
up
both
to
ways.
standing in front, blocking the entire window instead of sharing this shit. And then they're like, "Oh, I think I see him." He's like yelling in this area that's supposed to be quiet and calm.
And
people were
dark.
pulling out their phones
So-
and being stupid.
So my girlfriend and AJ's wife both, I mean, they hate people about as much as we do, but they get anxiety with it. AJ and I are just like, oh yeah, people suck.
Yeah,
but
fuck them.
who cares? So they're like, we're just going to go sit down and cool off. And I'm like, okay, I still want to see what's inside this though. So I wander around to the other side. I get cut off by like 4 strollers.
Oh my god.
And it's like, it's not like cut off and they keep walking. It's like, just park their stroller in front of me, and I'm like,
"Excuse me?
What the fuck are you doing?" So I get around, I get into the tunnel, and I'm checking this shit out. I was like, all right, this is cool. A bunch of kids run in. So I walk around them, and I'm looking at the exhibit. Some dude just walking directly towards me puts his shoulder, like, not like into my shoulder, like right into like the center of my chest, right?
Like definitely on purpose."
Just boom, and just goes, oh, sorry. I have my hands in my pockets. I'm a calm dude when I'm out in public. I'm like, yeah, whatever, fuck it. I'm stoned. Who gives a shit? I take both of my hands out of my pockets and just clench both of them and fucking turn. And it's AJ just fucking smiling at me. And I was like, my heart is like, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, I almost just fucking hit you, dude. Like,
I knew it.
I was so fucking pissed. And he's just laughing, and I'm still recovering from like fight or flight, and my brain was like, flight? Who gives a shit about that? Yeah. It's fucking go time.
We're going
baby.
down. And I was just laughing.
God, dude.
Oh,
and he's like,
so good.
Did you see this squid? And I'm like, yeah, I think I saw it. Like, oh my God. Oh, I mean, I deserve it because I'm a piece of shit. But oh man, like you got me in the best way.
It was really just making fun of the fact that minutes earlier, when we were at the previous exhibit, some dude, we try to stay on the edge of like the tank so nobody can just crowd up on us. So D is at the edge of the tank, like the middle of his body marks the edge of the tank.
Yeah.
So like there's no space, and this dude picks up his kid and says, "Hey, look in here," and puts him literally in front of him. Like,
no joke.
Over his arm, because his arm was up.
Yeah, like, I'm basically holding this kid with this guy. And I'll, like, when we would get up there, I put my arm up against the wall. And so this kid comes under my arm, and he's, like, in the center of my chest.
Being held by his father.
This guy basically has his head on my shoulder. And I just, like, take my arm back, and I was like, what the fuck? And just, like, it's like, AJ turns, he's like, what the fuck?
Like, people think that because they're at the aquarium, then they have the right to put their kid in front of everybody else who also paid to be in the aquarium.
And I get it.
It's
like,
really self-entitled. Just take turns.
I get it. It's tough because you want to see everything.
It's not that tough. How many times did we wait for our turn to go see something?
Well, because there were 4 of us were adults. It wasn't.
That's debatable.
It wasn't
legally. We are adults.
Mentally, not so. And I mean, it wasn't like 2 children that also are watching 6 children, because that's a lot of what it was.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like, and a lot of times with kids, I didn't give a shit, but it kind of got to a point where I was like, "Yo, fuck off."
Yeah,
like,
we need to go.
We were looking at hermit crabs, and I'm doing my thing leaning against, and there's this little kid, and I know what he's doing. He's trying to signal for me to get out of the way. But he's like 2, so he can't really use his words. And it's just attention-seeking behavior. So he's like, eh. and reaching up and like slapping the tank under me, like reaching up on my stomach
Yeah.
and slapping it. And I just look down at him and he's like, and slapping the tank. And I just shake my head out and I go, no. I look back up because his mom isn't with him. And he just keeps doing it. And I'm like, I'm not going to fucking move for this child.
No, there was one part where a kid, I was like standing looking into a tank. And this kid climbed up on the step that was right there, but he used me for support. And his hand was inching towards my penis.
Dude, there were so
it
many
scared
times
the shit out of me.
that,
Because I thought somebody was picking my pocket, and then it kept getting closer, and I turned around, and the mom is standing right there and says, "Oh, sorry, he's just using you for support." I'm like,
it's
fucker.
not hard. He's not going to be able to lean on anything. Oh, so AJ almost got a hand job in the aquarium. That's what we're going to take away from this episode. Yeah, a lot of those kids just, unfortunately, the worst height possible, and I almost just put my dick right into the back of their skulls every time because they just run in front of me. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, as we're just walking.
This is the end. This is where I go to prison on accident.
Yep. I thought it would be something podcast related.
So we finished that area. My girlfriend gets cut off by the meanest bitch in Salt Lake City, and this lady like just scuzzes her, walks 10 feet, and then goes, "Oh, sorry." And she was pissed. I was like, oh my god.
Even though there was,
what a shit
in this
show.
area, it was basically dead. There was plenty of space to just go around her.
So we finished that, like the little touching pool. I molested a couple manta rays. It was really fun.
Yeah, that one was really fun.
Touched the anus of some anemones.
Oh yeah.
And we get to the shark area, which was the largest clusterfuck I've ever been in.
It was so cool. But yeah.
So there's like a tube. It's a tunnel. The walls and ceiling are glass, so the sharks can like swim over you. There's a fucking sea turtle in there and shit.
Oh hell yeah!
But like
dumb looking fish.
This area is where it bottlenecks so bad, and everybody stops, which I don't blame them. We did. We sit down. I don't know if my girlfriend told you this, but someone asked her a question while we were in there. Yeah.
No.
So it's a really cool area. Like everything's got this like blue light. They've got lights above the water coming down, so it's kind of like
It's
it
filtering
feels like
through the light.
you're underwater.
Yeah, it's cool.
And I didn't hear this. She told me it after. And, she has really bad interactions with weird fucking people.
It's the best. She's a magnet.
Yeah, she needs to
for
write a book.
fucking
And when she
creeps.
finishes it, I will promote it here because
Yeah.
she is a magnet for like the. If you've ever watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, that's her. She's Larry David, and it's unfortunate, but it's the
also
best,
very fortunate.
The best fucking stories I've ever heard. So we're sitting there.
Are you staring at me? I'm watching the news.
God, yeah, dude. Really though. So we're all chilling in there. She's starting to get anxiety, and she's like, I'm going to get out of here. But right before that, she's standing next to me just before I go sit down. And some lady comes up to her, taps her on the shoulder, and says, "Do you think all of these are life size?"
What the? Like the animals?
Yeah!
Was she high?
I don't know!
Do you think all of these are life size?
She told me when we got to the other side.
What the fuck?
She was like, some bitch asked me that. I was like, it's glass. Like, this is real life. You're not looking at a fucking cereal box.
What the fuck? Holy shit, that's weird.
Some objects in window may be closer than they appear.
Like, are they stunted? Are you asking me if they're stunting the growth of these sharks? How fucking stupid do you have to be?
And it wasn't like a kid. It wasn't a teenager. It was a fucking full-grown woman.
Oh, that disappoints me. That's why Trump won.
Really, though?
Oh, God.
Oh, so we get around the side. We get to this big window where nobody's standing. We're catching our breath and everything. And my girlfriend goes and stands off to the side because she realizes that where this one dude stands, it's an optical illusion with the windows. It'll reflect on the window, which reflects on another window that's in the aquarium. And so it looks like they're standing around the corner in another like window. And it doesn't look like anybody's standing over there with
I didn't see this.
Oh.
I never saw
When
it.
I was like, oh, hey, she's right over there. Let's go over to her.
Yeah, I never saw her.
Okay, your wife did.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, hey, look where she is. Let's go over there. Because I saw where she was standing, and I saw it too.
I just saw the window. I'm like, oh, yeah, let's go around the corner.
So, and I know you didn't see the optical illusion with it. And so I walk away, and they both walk up, and they're like, where the fuck, like, how do you get around the corner over there? And I'm standing with her, with my girlfriend, and they're like, what the fuck? And we explained it to them.
I was so confused.
Oh, my God. But yeah, it's your reflection will come off of the window into my eyes, and then the reflection reflects off of the fucking, I don't know if it's a mirror. I think it's a mirror so that it looks longer.
Maybe,
like an angled mirror or something.
Just make the tank look
Yeah, it makes it look deeper. But yeah, it's weird as shit, but yeah, just twisted AJ's brain.
Fantastic. Then we left.
Yeah, we walked through the gift shop, found some super overpriced chocolate dip potato chips.
Weren't they like $14 for a tiny bag?
It was for like
2 ounces.
Yeah, it's a small bag. And then went and checked out the U2 like stage
thing
setup.
that's out there.
I don't know.
But see, the best part of walking around outside is we were just fucking smoking the entire time walking around.
Because everybody thinks that it's just a regular vape.
Yeah, nobody can fucking tell.
It was not a regular
It
vape.
was not.
And then we went to Shields. And Shields was just a clusterfuck. So
the helmet!
AJ geeks the fuck out in Shields.
Oh,
especially
my God.
because, one, he doesn't know what it is. And when he finds out that they have camping and hiking gear,
I want to go back to their
his mind.
headlamps.
So we wander around it for a little bit and we get to the baseball area. And I found the most ill-fitting baseball helmet.
That's exactly how I was going to describe it.
Fucking 1980s bro reflective sunglasses.
And a
baseball bat. And so I put all of them on and I go find them. Because, like, AJ is walking like 90 miles an hour in this whole thing.
It's because I'm looking around.
I know.
They had ammo.
I turn around and they're gone. I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, no, we were hiding from you. That was on
you
purpose.
were.
I didn't tell you that.
No,
There's
I
a
didn't
brick
know that.
pillar we were hiding behind.
Oh, so I turn around, I find them, and I just look like the biggest dweeb in the world.
Oh, did you
Trying to find you guys, there were so many people just like, what the fuck is this guy's problem?
Did you see the worker that was following you?
No.
Yeah, your girlfriend mentioned it when she told you to put that shit away and we walked away. She was like, that worker thought we were stealing shit.
Oh.
Because there was a dude following you around, like with the badge and everything, and he looked concerned.
Yeah, I'm going to steal shit by wearing it.
Yeah. He was like, they're going to hit something with that bat.
Yeah, I'm going to steal something with
He's
a
going to
baseball
attack-
bat, glasses, and a like fucking helmet. Yeah.
He's going to attack the
I'm
animatronic.
going to get away with it. I'm glad I
of the
didn't
meth.
get tackled, but that would have made the story way better if I ended up like
Would have been better.
in the back room in Shields explaining myself, stoned out of my mind. So what are you doing? Dude, I don't know.
I'm just thinking about jellyfish, bro.
I'm just trying to figure out how to get on that fucking Ferris wheel from the second floor. Yeah, so we get out of there for sure. Go back home, nap.
Take a nice, like, fucking 2.5 hour
It was a
nap.
good setup. And then came back over and we had the best 4-cheese mac and cheese. Fucking so
It's still rock hard in my gut today.
oh yeah, I won't shit for 3 days. Just so you guys know, if you have any fat stoner friends, ask them to cook for you.
Oh, we went all
Because
out.
we got like smoked what was it? Smoked Gouda. Or no, just regular Gouda, fresh mozzarella, sharp cheddar, and Cajun Gruyere, right?
No, it was like a... It didn't say what kind of... It was like a hard white cheese.
Yeah,
It didn't have a specific name, but it was Cajun
I think it was
flavored.
Cajun white cheddar.
I don't think it was cheddar.
I don't know. It was good,
Yeah,
though.
it was a hard white Cajun
something.
flavored cheese.
We got some thick cut bacon.
Oh, yeah.
We got French onions, which are like those little fried crispy onions. And instant potted that bitch. AJ has like these smoke papers to put in your oven. Toss one of those in. We fry up the bacon, cut it up, double fry it so it gets crispy. Instant pot finishes. We toss it all in the oven. And
Broil that shit.
sweet mother of God.
Oh, I bound near came.
That shit clogged my arteries, but
That shit's making me horny.
like
dog.
I was blasting off. It was amazing.
it was really good. And then I made, pro tip: if you mix a spice cake mix with a 15-ounce can of pumpkin, it makes pumpkin cookies. So I threw some chocolate chips up in that bitch.
You just fucking sold out and gave away your grandmother's,
Great grandmother.
your great grandmother's
Totally
ancient,
unique
recipe to
Yeah.
everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Not cool, bro.
They turned out really good. You cook them for like,
Ooh, they were really good.
I don't even know. Did you remember those cookies in your backpack?
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
did.
good.
Of
They're
course.
better
Do
the
I
next
look
day.
like I ever forget about cookies?
You were pretty baked last night.
I was baked, but not when we left. I was just tired.
Nah.
And then we found, by the way, I don't think that we can Twitch stream the Cards Against Humanity because it's a bootleg site.
I don't give a shit.
Okay. I mean, I was talking about it today with my girlfriend, and I was like, I don't know if we can stream that, but whatever. But we played Cards Against Humanity for like 4 hours.
Oh.
And this website,
good.
it bootlegs all of the expansions. And so you can go in and select which expansions you want to put on. Some of these cards were just the most cursed things. My favorite card ever, it's always updating, but this one won last night, is a man with the head of a goat and the body of a goat. And we used that one on like, why did my marriage end? Oh, it was fucking top tier.
It was so great.
But yeah,
A man with the head of a goat and a body of a goat. It's okay. I got 2 cards that are just perfect. I got Meatloaf, the food, and Meatloaf, the man.
We gotta play this shit with your dad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. So, yeah, super successful weekend.
Watch the Overwatch final.
Yeah, watch the final, because we're fucking losers, and it's better than the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Solid day.
And now we have to fucking get into a subject that AJ put together 5 minutes ago.
Oh, no. I've been thinking about this one for weeks.
No worries.
It's a little short.
Yeah, you're
so,
good.
luckily, it was an eventful weekend, so we could talk about that for 37 minutes and 26 seconds.
Our fucking podcast has changed. It's gone from D and AJ talk about history to D and AJ talk about their lives and sometimes history.
No. Yeah, pretty much. But we're a historical comedy podcast.
Oh, we got to get the comedy part.
There's a comma in
We're
between
a comedy historic
comedy,
podcast.
Historic podcast. Yeah. So we got the comedy. Now let's talk about the history.
Yeah. So what do you got for me today?
So if you remember from so fucking long
year.
ago, this is the leap year. So what would you consider one of the the worst year of your life, or just in general, not necessarily if you are alive?
Me? Oh, just like the worst year to be alive.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I would say probably in like the 530s.
No. Give me a real answer.
My real answer, I would say the worst year would have to be 1930, like 735, around there. Like, you're in the Great Depression. It didn't just start like, it's already been sucking. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, hey, by the way, a fucking war is going on now. And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Well, I can go fight in a war that I'll die in, but I'll get to eat.
At least I'll be able to eat, but you'll be dead. But at least I can eat before I die, and I get free cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I would say like mid-1930s.
Yeah. I think for my answer, it would be very location dependent. Like, in the United States, for the world all over, like... Because I'm sure, like, Eastern Europe had some shit. Like, China had the famine in the 50s, like...
Yeah, and I mean, every year sucks in Ukraine, so...
Oh, Jesus.
It just gets worse and worse over there.
No, trust me, it's fine. I switch my VPN to Ukraine, and then I load up Pornhub. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
So
they're doing great.
Ukraine's just like...
They're doing great.
Here's the worst shit.
Yeah, no, so, I would probably say, if you're in Europe, yeah, probably World War I or World War II. If you're in Russia...
Oh, the plague. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the bubonic plague.
Yeah, goddamn. Duh, D, you fucking moron.
And do you know how many plagues there were?
Quite a few.
Dude, that bubonic plague
It went
hit
on for a long
so
time.
often. Like, it would also just go away because so many people died, and then it would come back.
Yeah, I would
so
say
many
then,
times.
because it's just like, I'm sure that there were people born and lived a full life, and they never saw a time without the plague, right?
Yeah.
How long did it go on for?
Depends on which one. A lot of them last for fucking decades.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. Fuck
So
that.
imagine, and the whole time, anytime you get any kind of sick, you're being bled. You know, like people are cutting
Bloodletting.
you to bloodlet you.
Here's some leeches.
Yeah.
It'll help.
Yeah, exactly. Also,
What's
this is
modern medicine.
This is during a time where people think that life springs from the decay. So, like, because some dude put a bunch of rotten meat in a room with nothing in it, and then flies came from it. So, therefore, it spawns. It has nothing to do with other flies laying eggs. Or there was the era of the homunculus, which I'd love to talk about the history of the homunculus, which is basically the idea that you could create this living thing by filling a jar with a bunch of trash, like rotten trash and semen, put it in a mason jar, and then let it sit and ferment for a while, and then by the end of a couple of weeks or a couple of months, there's a little dude in there.
Just a little green man.
Yeah.
Hello, help, let me out.
Let me out!
Oh,
The semen is rotten!
he's English.
Yeah.
Let me out. Oh God,
So yeah, I love the bullshit. Like, there was some great bullshit
it was
science
so
during
dumb
this time
back
period.
then. It's fantastic.
Ah.
Really helps contribute to our show.
And it stayed like that. They actually believed in that shit until some dude basically put a big glass, like, cover on some rotting meat and flies didn't spawn. Therefore, flies lay eggs. So,
Disproven.
yeah, it's fantastic. I love that, like, Victorian and pre-Victorian science. It's such a fun topic.
God
Because
damn.
they were, like, children. Like, I mean, I'm sure I wouldn't be any different being in that time period,
I would've
trying to
been
figure
dead.
shit up.
I would have died at 12.
Oh, I'm sure, in coal mines.
Huh. No, not even that.
And just
They wouldn't have taken me to coal
Your
mines. They would have been
ailment.
like, oh, this kid. They didn't know what learning disorders were back then. So I just would have been sacrificed for being
yeah.
annoying.
If you were born during the like
kid
in
This kid
in
won't shut the
Spartacus,
fuck up
you
about
would have been thrown off the
dinosaurs.
cliff. Yeah.
This kid doesn't shut the fuck up about dinosaurs. Get out.
So, you know, a more recently, I guess, anointed term of the worst year was recently given by scientists to the year 536.
Oh, man, I guessed right the first time. You and AJ didn't tell me earlier that year at all.
Yeah, so
I guessed out of luck.
Yeah, total luck. So they basically got a lot of this information from written works around the time and from, like, ice core samples around the world, tree rings, super cool shit.
Jesus.
And they've been able to piece this together. So this is going to be a short history of the year 536.
Of the worst year in humanity's existence.
As far as we know. In history as we know it.
The worst year as far as we know it.
Yeah. So, and also, of course, it is very, the worst year is also going to be very dependent. Like, maybe if you were Jewish in the late 1930s, that would be a much worse year
This is just
than this. But
in
this
a
is
very
in
general sense. For
worldwide.
the entire planet, it sucked at this time the most.
It was a leap year. This is what we know. It's kind of changing a little bit more recently, but the Dark Ages. When you think about the Dark Ages, this is smack dab in the darkest part of the Dark Ages.
The darkest of the ages.
Yes, of course. It sounds like a song, a Greta Van Fleet song.
Yeah, really though.
So, in the Byzantine Empire, spring starts off simple. There's a huge crisis in Africa, which was part of the empire. Just a small crisis of 9,000 rebels seizing Carthage,
Oh.
and general rebellion across the entire
Oh.
fucking region.
Jesus.
So, that sucks.
No. Not at all.
No, that's fine.
So it's 9,000 people just being forced into slavery, basically.
No, they're rebelling.
Oh, they're rebelling.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Against the Byzantine Empire.
Oh, God. Okay.
So the Byzantine Empire goes, what? So they have to send why didn't I put that down? They had to send somebody to go in and face these rebels and, defend Carthage. And the emperor appoints his cousin to go deal with all that bullshit. At the same time, Solomon, like the Solomon, comes home because he was the magistrate.
Oh.
He was replaced by the cousin. He comes home to Europe. It's fantastic. This is his first trip to Africa. He later on in his life goes back to Africa and does a bunch of shit. So, pretty cool. Big names already. That summer, the Gothic War breaks out against the Goths.
God.
And this dude, Belisarius, invades Italy.
Jesus. So
Not
it's
bad.
just everybody's pointed in different directions going...
I mean, I'm just talking about the Byzantine Empire at this
Oh,
point.
this is just the Byzantine
Yeah.
Empire. Holy shit.
In November, Naples is sieged because a bunch of troops sneaked through an abandoned Roman aqueduct.
Oh, my God.
So they sneak through and fucking take Naples. By December, Belisarius has entered Rome. He's sieged it entirely. And that winter, he sets up a camp and just starts to rebuild the walls, starts to get a bunch of young Roman kids basically into his army, and he just fucking takes over.
Okay, so how is this a bad year for the Byzantine Empire?
I mean, just putting down a rebellion of 9,000 people and sending your cousin to fight.
Yeah, but they're like taking land
I'm
like
not
crazy.
I'm not done. Not necessarily.
Oh, okay. I mean, they just took Rome. I would say that this is a good year.
Yeah, but they're also fighting against the Goths, and they're not doing well.
Oh.
And this is a Europe, but this is also everywhere. Early in the year, a volcano erupts in Iceland.
Oh, fuck. Okay, yep. Never mind.
Suddenly, famine is everywhere. Because it's early on in the war, or in the year, so you're about to go and plant your crops. There's no fucking sunlight. But not only does a volcano erupt in Iceland, another volcano erupts in South America.
What?
The weather patterns create a fog that lasts all over the northern hemisphere for 18 months.
What?
The writings of the day said it just looked like the moon. The sun was the moon. That's how dark it was for 18 months.
Jesus, holy shit, dude.
So people start starving immediately.
That got, like, really, I mean, pun intended, dark really fast. But
It snows in China,
and this is
which then fucks up all of their crops.
This is in June or
No, this is
July?
early in the year, they say.
Oh, okay. God damn.
By March, a bunch of wars happen in Europe. Just break out because people are fighting over food, over resources, over land. This kind of ties into the Byzantine Empire, but King Theodahad cedes a province, so they're losing a bunch of land, and in summer they just fucking lose. Like, this king is assassinated, his rival takes over, and Belisarius is why did I write it like that? I should have proofread these notes. I think it autocorrected.
Stop watching Rick and Morty with me while you do your notes.
Yeah, that's fair. So he's assassinated. His rival Vitiges, I don't fucking know.
God.
Is now kind of like I think by my writing here I could be completely wrong because I can't remember, but now they're fighting Belisarius.
Oh, so who he initially was like, yo, we'll fight alongside each other.
No, I don't think they were ever fighting alongside each other, but now Belisarius is like, well, I have Rome, so let's keep expanding.
Okay.
So after they lose the war, the king is assassinated, the rival takes over, suddenly there's another war. So that's not good. In Africa during this time period, the sieging of Carthage is happening. There's huge rebellions, obviously famines and droughts and all sorts of bullshit happening. But Belisarius actually breaks the siege in Carthage. He helps them out. He's like, okay, cool. Now we can focus on going to war in Europe.
Oh, God.
And then he turns around and goes and fucking tears shit up in Italy. And he's just fucking taking cities left and right.
God.
At the same time, only sustaining the army by basically what they can steal from everybody else.
And the entire
nobody can plant
time,
anything.
The world is just dark.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The world is just foggy. Some days better than others, but it's fucked.
My sleep schedule would be blown out of proportion.
Oh yeah, it'd be
and that is the most pure definition of first world problems.
Yeah. So, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it snows in China,
God.
which is not good. It leads to more famines breaking out, because at this point, the East is doing okay. Oh, yeah, and then an emperor of Japan dies, so they have to deal with all that
Oh, God.
turmoil. A pope dies.
Jesus. Probably just stressed.
Yeah. Europe, Asia. Oh, no, I already said this. The strange fog in 18 months. Just a couple years later, a plague starts.
Of course. Of course it does.
And it all of this stuff, to boil it all down as to why this was the worst year, is it kick-started complete economic stagnation for almost 100 years.
Oh, my God.
Just from this bullshit. This is the Dark Ages.
I mean, yeah.
So
Well, that
everybody
makes
started
sense why
starving.
It was called the Dark Ages now.
Everybody started
Yeah.
fighting. You can't plant anything. You can't grow anything. Plants and animals are
Jesus.
dying left and right, and humans too. Like, everything's dying. So, yeah, no fucking shit. It's the Dark Ages.
Good God.
Nobody can learn anything.
What a mess.
Yeah, so, first world problems.
Yeah, good old...
2020 wasn't that bad.
Good old leap years, am I right? Wasn't
Yeah.
2020 a leap year?
I have no idea.
I think it was.
You better Google that.
Fuck. Look it up and let me know, everybody.
No, I'm looking it up right now.
Okay. I think it was. It was either 2020 or 2019. I guarantee it was. I'm pretty sure it was.
2020 was a leap year.
Boom. I fucking knew it. Leap years suck ass.
There we go. Proof.
Actually, 2020, I know a lot of people died, but for me, it was pretty cool. I
Yeah.
basically just got to hang out at home for
Yeah, I played video games.
8 months.
Started
so that
school.
was fucking cool. That
Oh yeah,
sucks.
you didn't even have to go to
Dude, I didn't
work.
fucking do anything for 8 months. It
Bro.
was amazing.
We should get back to that.
Yeah, I know.
Donate to our Patreon today so that we can retire and not have to go to work.
Create a vaccination that takes away my vaccination, and we'll distribute that among everybody so I can go back to not going into work. Boom. Bada bing.
Oh, it's okay.
I
Unvaccinated
just
communities
made
are
bank.
already doing that.
God, yeah, really, though.
So-
Thanks a lot, Karens and Jessicas. If you're a Karen and a Jessica, I apologize for your name, not for who you might be.
But yeah, see, now you know why this
Damn.
wouldn't have fit
That-
into a whole episode.
That does suck. I mean,
fucking
yeah,
sucks.
that's a shitty year.
Yeah, so, we better be happy that we're alive now.
Okay,
Fuck
boomer,
yourself.
get the fuck out of here. Yeah, big shout out to our Patreon subscribers.
You're done.
What?
Oh, you're done?
I thought you were. Oh, you just said I couldn't have stretched this much further.
Yeah, I thought you would try.
I mean, I'm tying this shit up. Thank you, Patreon subscribers.
Come on, you know 'em.
Shit up. Let's see. Nordic Thunder, Haley,
Yep.
Toddy Waddy,
Toddle waddle.
Toddle Waddle, Dark Runner, D's Nuts, Not Me, Casey McFacey. Huge shout out
There
to you
you
guys.
go. Josh, you're not on that list yet.
Josh, you piece of shit.
I'm waiting for you.
Josh, honestly, I don't think that Josh listens to
I
the
don't
full
think he's
episode.
listening. I don't think he
No, I
listens.
think he listens, but he doesn't get to the end. So we got to call him out of the start next time.
Okay, deal. This piece of
Josh?
shit. No, I think because I don't work there anymore, he doesn't feel obligated to listen.
All Joshes out there,
Subscribe.
you're fucking up. Get on our Patreon. If you want the link, find it in our social media bios.
The description below.
At Points-O-Pressure on Twitter and Instagram.
Patreon.com/pointsopressure.
Yeah, reach out to us if you have any
Please.
anything.
Music, movies.
Yeah, we're bored. We hate texting one another. We like texting our fans. So talk to us. I fucking hate you. No, I don't. I
I was like, you text them?
You're so cute.
I just messaged them.
Yeah, I get.
Let us
I
groom
get their
you.
numbers. Yeah, I Ryan Howard all of them.
Yeah,
No, I
hey,
don't.
come.
If you're underage, please don't reach out to us.
Yes, that part is true.
Yeah, I'm not kidding on that one.
Yeah, that's not a joke. If you're underage, don't listen to this podcast, and you should be in bed by now.
Yeah, you be to bed by 9, brush your teeth, listen to your parents, and listen to us, but on mute. But yeah, we will catch you guys next Monday. Thanks again, and enjoy this shitty episode.
It'll be better next week, I promise.
I swear.